In the latest episode of Secrets of the Dead, archaeologists uncovered a mysterious coffin that changed everything they thought they knew about Mongolia's legendary warrior queen Khutulun the wrestler. But what did they actually find out? And why is it still shocking historians? Hi, I'm here to take you through this week's episode. Now, if you missed last week's video, there's a quick recap before we dive into this week's mystery. During World War II, a German military machine called Enigma encrypted and sent secret messages that helped coordinate attacks and deceive allies. It was nearly impossible to crack its codes, but British mathematician Alan Turing and his team of code breakers did just that. Their efforts shortened the war and laid the groundwork for modern computing. And now back to our mystery. Let's start with a dramatic question. What would you do if you found yourself locked inside a wooden box, trapped in total darkness? You can't see, you can't move. The walls are closing in. You panic and struggle to break free, but no use. You're trapped. In 1986, a group of Japanese researchers found themselves in just such a situation. Well, maybe not literally, but figuratively speaking, they were in a dark, narrow box with no way out. They had been tasked with one seemingly impossible challenge: help historians understand the life and legacy of a legendary Mongolian warrior woman named Khutulun the wrestler. But after poring over ancient texts and scouring historical records, they had very little to show for their work. Most accounts of Khutulun's life were vague or contradictory, and many seemed like little more than legend. For all intents and purposes, the researchers were lost in a labyrinth of confusion. Then suddenly, they heard a glimmer of hope from a most unexpected source. A mysterious coffin recently unearthed from an ancient burial mound. It promised to unlock the secrets of Khutulun's past, but instead raised even more questions. So what exactly did they find? Why does it continue to shock historians? And how has it changed the way we understand the legendary Mongol warrior woman? Join us as we explore the secrets behind this mysterious coffin and discover how it continues to captivate the world of history. To solve this mystery, we must first turn back the clock and introduce you to the legendary warrior woman who is at its center. Khutulun the wrestler lived during the 13th century in what is now Mongolia. She was the daughter of Genghis Khan's brother, and according to some accounts, she may have even been related to Genghis Khan himself. But her family ties didn't make her life any easier. In fact, they made it harder. You see, women in the nomadic tribes of Central Asia held a subordinate position to men. Despite this, Khutulun chose to live her life on her own terms, embracing the traditional masculine role of a warrior. She rode horses, hunted animals, and engaged in fierce hand-to-hand combat. Khutulun was a formidable opponent, and her skills soon earned her the respect of her male peers. She was even given the title of Bogan Khadun, which means wrestler. Khutulun is said to have defeated hundreds of opponents in wrestling matches. But her thirst for adventure didn't stop there. She also led armies into battle and conquered new lands for the Mongol Empire. Khutulun's bravery and military prowess soon made her a legend among the Mongols. However, there was more to Khutulun than just her warrior skills. She was also known for her intelligence, cunning, and strategic thinking. She was a skilled diplomat and was able to forge alliances with other tribes and nations. Khutulun's ability to lead both on the battlefield and at the negotiating table made her a valuable asset to the Mongol Empire. Her courage and determination paved the way for women in a traditionally male-dominated society. She showed that women could be just as capable as men in the roles of warrior and leader. And so Khutulun's legacy has become a symbol of female empowerment and a reminder that gender should not be a barrier to achieving one's goals. Now back to our mystery. As you can imagine, a life as legendary as Khutulun's would inspire countless tales and myths, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. There were dozens of purportedly authentic stories about her life, but none were created equally. And that's where the Japanese research team came in. They needed to find a primary source, a piece of evidence that could provide an objective view of Khutulun's life. And that's when the coffin was discovered. In 2003, An amateur archaeologist in Mongolia uncovered a mysterious tomb that turned out to belong to a member of Genghis Khan's royal court. According to local legend, the tomb was cursed and no one dared disturb it for fear of angering whatever spirits lay within. But despite the superstition surrounding it, the team decided to open the coffin in hopes of finding clues about Khutulun's life. What they found inside shocked them. Instead of human remains, they discovered a series of cryptic symbols carved into the interior of the lid. These symbols were written in a type of script called vertical Mongolian script, which was rarely used during the time period in which Khutulun lived. This made deciphering the inscription all the more challenging. After months of painstaking work, the team finally managed to decipher the message, and what they discovered was nothing short of astonishing. The symbols revealed the name of a real person, someone who had actually lived during the time period in which Khutulun supposedly lived. This was a major breakthrough because it meant that the coffin could potentially contain the remains of someone who had known Khutulun personally. With renewed excitement, the team began excavating the site. They carefully brushed away layers of dirt and debris, revealing more artifacts, including pieces of clothing, jewelry, and weapons. They also found a number of written records, including a letter that mentioned Khutulun by name. As the team continued their excavation, they made an even more shocking discovery. Beneath the floor of the tomb, they found a secret chamber. Inside the chamber, they found a number of valuable items, including gold coins, precious gems, and rare manuscripts. They also found a number of items that hinted at Khutulun's possible connection to the tomb. Among these items were a sword believed to have belonged to Genghis Khan himself, and a piece of cloth that bore the family crest of Khutulun's father. These discoveries provided strong evidence that the coffin contained the remains of a member of the royal Mongol court, possibly even a relative of Khutulun herself. But as the team continued their investigation, they uncovered something even more surprising. After further analysis of the bones found in the coffin, it became clear that they were not human. Instead, they were the remains of a horse. This was a shocking discovery because it suggested that the tomb was not meant for a human at all, but rather it was a memorial to a beloved horse who had accompanied the warrior woman on her many battles. The horse may have been a gift from a suitor hoping to win her hand in marriage, or a prize of war taken from a defeated enemy. Whatever the case, the horse was clearly a valued companion to the warrior woman. Its inclusion in the tomb suggests that the bonds between humans and animals can be just as powerful as those between humans and other humans. It also highlights the importance of companionship and loyalty in the face of adversity. Today, the discovery of the horse remains in the coffin continues to baffle historians. It raises more questions than it answers about the warrior woman's life and death. Was she killed in battle? Did she die of natural causes? What happened to her body after she died? Unfortunately, the truth is that we may never know the answers to these questions. The discovery of the horse remains in the coffin has left us with more questions than answers. It has forced us to re-examine everything we thought we knew about the warrior woman's life and death. And it has shown us that even the most famous legends may have a basis in reality. And now it's time for you to join the conversation. What do you think about the discovery of the horse remains in the coffin? Does it change your view of the warrior woman's life and death? And what do you hope to learn about her in the future? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on all of our latest videos. Thanks for watching.